Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'd like to start off just to address the obvious, that this video angle is a little bit different for you guys. This is because I'm using a new GoPro that I just bought. I just bought a GoPro Hero 10 with a bunch of accessories, so I'm going to be able to mount it a bunch of different areas around my truck. For plowing in the winter, on the mower, the trimmer. There's a head mount, like a first person view, there's a chest mount. So there's a bunch of different options, and I'm really excited to kind of play around with that and deliver some different content. Now, the subject of today's video is going to be my truck, and I've had this truck. I mentioned 2 videos ago about this new Ford, and I'm just going to kind of talk more about the truck itself. It is a 2018 Ford F150 with the 5-liter Coyote. It's 4-wheel drive with the snowplow and heavy payload package. So I will be going into depth. I've had it for about 12,000 kilometers now, but this is going to be my 10,000 kilometer review of the truck. I'm going to go over some things that I like, some things that I don't like. I actually don't really have anything that I don't like. There's a couple of features that this is missing, sorry, that I would like to have, and there's a few things that I'm going to be putting into it that just weren't optioned on this truck originally. So right now we're just going for a quick drive to do some errands, and then I'm going to find a spot and we'll get out and have a look at the truck and you know, the different things that I do like about it. Now I will say, in those 12,000 kilometers I've done a good mix of driving. Most of that is local, some you know, within an hour from here. I made one trip to Halifax, which is about 4 hours in it. That was pretty interesting. This has the newer 10-speed automatic transmission, and that is something that I've found really interesting. This truck is built to work, so the adaptability, I guess, that the 10-speed offers is really quite amazing. And I've pulled big trailers, I've pulled small trailers, I've loaded the truck up to its max, and you know, we're just gonna go over some things that I do and don't like about the truck and how it's performed. This is the first major, like big, full, like proper truck that I've owned, and it's really kind of changed how I do things on a day-to-day basis, and it's really grown my business rapidly, not having to worry about overloading the truck or not having the proper equipment to do the work. But anyway, I'm gonna finish my errands here, and then we'll cut back to the truck. So this is my 2018 Ford F150 XL, regular cab, long box. It is a 4-wheel drive with the 5-liter Coyote, 373 gears, 10-speed automatic. Let's go have a look at the engine. She's a little wet and muddy right now. So let's pop this hood here. There she is, a 5-liter Coyote, producing about 400 horsepower. I think it's 395 for this model year, and 400 pound-feet of torque. That is hooked up to the new 10-speed automatic transmission. And one thing about that 10-speed I do like is the variability in gearing that it offers, to allow this truck to just perform how it needs to, rather than you know, bogging down or just screaming up a hill. Now, one thing that I don't like is it does kind of hunt for gears. I am in that crowd that feels like it does hunt for gears. There's some people that says it does fun, some people says it hunts gears, some people, you know, everyone's got their own opinion, but that's how I feel about it. So we'll take a quick look at the interior here. Excuse the mess. It's been raining, so I haven't really had to detail it. So it does have the cloth seats, and it is a bench. So over there we got our tablet mount for our routes. And I did add a battery rack. That is the first option that I have put on this truck. It came with the light up top for plowing, and now my next step is to add some lighting accessories facing the front and rear. Gonna do 360-degree white LED lighting on it for plowing and just working at night. And then I'm gonna also install some different strobes around. Might get a different roof light depending on what kind of setup I go with as far as the work lighting. All right, so let's talk about the first thing I love about this truck, and it is going to be kind of obvious in that it's a 4-wheel drive with the locking diff. I hope you guys can see that. Now we got a little bit of a mud hole here, a little on turn, so I'm going to put it in 4 high, lock in the diff, and we're going to see the diff is already working there, locker. So see how well this crawls out of here. Quite sloppy here, actually, to be honest. Ooh. And that is probably going to be one of my favorite features about the options on this truck, is that 4-wheel drive system and the locking rear diff. It really performs very well in the winter. I can shift on the fly with it, and that is something I will never go in a truck without again, is 4-wheel drive. On top of that, that locker, sometimes you don't even need to be in 4-wheel drive. For example, on a boat ramp, or if you're just pulling out of a gravel area, like a gravel driveway or something, sometimes you just need that other wheel, that wheel to be locked in order to get out of that situation. So that is very nice to have. There's been a couple times where I've used it. There's been a couple times where I've used a 4-wheel drive just to pull out of a loose rocky driveway, especially towing a trailer. And so that's gonna be probably one of my favorite options on this truck, along with the plow prep package. It really stiffens up that front end for the plow. The second kind of favorite thing about this truck while we're here is just how this truck is configured as far as the instrument cluster, the steering wheel, and the radio and infotainment system. Ford offers a variety of different infotainment systems, including just a very base little screen in the middle. Here, this has I think this is the 4-inch digital display in this truck. There's a bigger display for the higher trim level trucks, but this shows you a lot of your basic information here in the middle. And then this steering wheel this truck is an XL, so it is optioned with the cruise control on the Sync, which is the highest technology package for this truck. And the Sync radio works very well, pairs with my phone. I love being able to talk on the phone with people and not have to worry about Bluetooth transmitters and things of that nature. So my next favorite option on this truck and kind of feature that I like, so my third favorite are honestly going to be these automatic windows. These one-touch up, down windows. It is so nice to on both sides, actually, to only have to just hit the button, not have to worry about it holding it down or anything like that, like I had to in my Ranger or in my Mitsubishi. It is just so nice. Once you get used to it, you can't really avoid it. Sometimes I drive my parents' Escape, just, you know, on the odd occasion that they need to be picked up or something, and it's just one of those little things that you didn't realize you need until you have had it. So that is my third favorite feature in this truck. My next favorite option that I'm going to show you is in this tailgate, and there's actually two options I really like in this tailgate. Now, this is the optional tailgate step for the Ford F150, and honestly, a lot of guys kind of complain about this, saying, oh, you don't need a step, you know, but the getting up and out of the bed, in and out of the bed, makes it really easy, especially if you're doing it constantly, loading bags of mulch or taking debris out of it. Makes it really easy. As a young landscaper, we're really hard on our bodies, and kind of realizing that early, to have a feature like that to make it easier to get in and out of the truck bed is it makes a world of difference at the end of the day as far as fatigue goes. Another nice benefit of that longer bed of that step is the fact that this is a long bed. This is the 8-foot box, and I honestly wouldn't have a truck with anything less than a 6.5-foot box. And that was the hardest thing about finding this truck, was finding one with a long enough box. My Ranger had a 6.5, and it was perfect. And I wouldn't, honestly, I'm kind of afraid of the day that I go back to a smaller box. I really like this 8-foot box. You're able to put so much stuff in it at once, and it really isn't a very big, like very long truck, you know, when you compare some of these crew cabs and stuff. But onto the fifth option and feature that I thoroughly enjoy in this truck, and I honestly was kind of someone who always thought, oh, you don't need a backup camera, but it is this backup camera here. And as you can see right above below the handle there, I am still a firm believer in being able to use your mirrors to back up. I only use that when I'm getting close to cars and hitching up. That is the biggest thing, is being able to zoom in on the hitch and hook up first shot with this truck. And you know, it's kind of one of those things like those one-touch windows where once you have them, you can't really go back. And it's honestly, for being an XL, this truck is very well optioned. And plowing in the winter, when you're trying to get as far back into a driveway as you can, or onto a road, if that camera is cleared off, you can see who's coming around you, what you know, what's going on. And you know, this truck, I guess now we'll dive into one of the things that I don't like, is the fact that it doesn't have heated mirrors. These are just the standard mirrors that come on an F-150, and even with the payload and the tow package that this have, it doesn't have the heated mirror option or the tow mirror option. So that is one thing on this truck that I not necessarily don't like, because those mirrors are big, and both of them have the blind spot mirror. But that is one thing I do miss, and one thing I would probably option if I reordered this from the factory. And one thing that I don't understand why Ford doesn't include it in the snowplow prep package, as it includes this rear glass, is the heated rear glass. So I don't really know why Ford doesn't do that. So one thing here that I just enjoy is the stance of this truck. It is such a good looking truck. Even in this low trim package, I love that black grille, and these steel wheels. I mean, I will probably upgrade them eventually to a set of aluminum, but with those oversized tires that are on there, this truck looks really mean. It does have a leveling kit in the front for, I guess, to compensate for the plow, and the previous owner also removed the chin spoiler and did a really good job at installing that Meyer hookup in a very clean way. And I will say that I'm very thankful that I didn't have to do that myself. I am kind of particular. Some guys really kind of botch the trucks when they put their plow mounts on there, but the previous owner did a very good job and a very clean job of removing that spoiler, and just the truck sits so good. Now I'm going to circle back to these tires. This truck came with brand new tires on it. That was one of the big things that I really enjoyed about this truck. So these are Cooper Discovery AT3s. They are well, they have about 15,000 kilometers on them now. As you can see, they're a little dirty, but they're 275 R17s, so I think that works out to be about a 33. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I'll probably put a little note here saying what size they are when I get home. But those are a really great tire. I had them on my Ranger. They're pretty good in the snow. They're obviously not a snow tire, and this is obviously still a truck, so but they really hold their own in all conditions. They're quiet, they're good for towing, and yeah, so really happy with that tire setup. Now we are jumping back inside the truck, and one thing that this truck doesn't have, because it's an XL and not an XLT, that I wish it did have, was a lift up center console. As you can see, this is all one piece, and it doesn't lift up. It does have the bottom half, which lifts up. If you just excuse my mess, this bottom half lifts up, but that is one thing I kind of miss. I've adapted to it now, and this truck actually has a lot of room behind the seat for, you know, storing stuff, but that is one place I do miss for little receipts and stuff like that. So those are some of the things that I love and hate about this truck. I absolutely love this truck. It is a game changer. The only thing that I was kind of surprised about was the fuel economy. It has a mind of its own. I've gotten good fuel economy, bad fuel economy, and mix. I think I'm going to start trying to add some additives and stuff. I only run regular gas, so I know that if I were to run premium, it would probably be a little bit better on fuel, but nonetheless, I really enjoy this truck. It's allowed me to do 1,000 different things with my company and really grow it, and this winter is going to be awesome. I'm going to have a ton of hopefully we're going to get some snowplow contracts. That's one thing we're working on today while it's raining, and I'm going to get some plow footage and really put this thing to the test. I know that a lot of guys say, yo, you can't plow with a half-ton truck, you need a 3/4 ton, you need a 1 ton, blah blah blah. You know what? There's a reason why they make half-ton plows. There's a reason why they make half spreaders for a half-ton. There's a reason why there's a snowplow prep package on this truck, you know. And obviously, yeah, no, I probably can't keep up with someone in a 1-ton, you know, with a big salter in the back and a 10-foot V-blade or 8.9 or whatever you're running, right? Like, obviously, I couldn't keep up, but it can certainly hold its own and do what I need it to do right now. And for a lot cheaper, really, than a lot of these 3/4 tons are. So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you really enjoyed this just as much as I enjoyed making it. This new GoPro Hero 10 is going to be freaking awesome, and it's allowing me to get a lot of different shots that I wouldn't have before. But anyway, cheers. Have a good one, guys.